Hello, hello. I'm here to do the Aries video, so let me just tune in here. I hope everyone's doing well. There's like a need to like take action towards something. I don't know if you're thinking about taking action towards something, or like you are in the process of doing it, or like you feel the sudden urgency too. Could involve another person. So you have chaos and conflict, which really just talks about like, hold on, let me get the other one. There it is. Okay. Okay, so you might be going through some internal conflict right now, as to like, what do I do? Where am I going? Why is everything happening the way it is? Why don't I know all the answers that I need to know? You have 333, and then you have 33 by itself, and then you have a 4. You could be in the process of balancing out something that affects your foundation, or like how you perceive a foundation. What we also have is you might be in the process of going through like a transformative process with yourself, Aries. Like, how do you identify? Like, who are you? What are you? You're at some type of a cross purpose with another. The tension of opposites really is what's going on. It's like you are experiencing some type of conflict between two different things that are putting you in a position where you don't know what decision to make, but you feel the necessary need to take action towards something, but you just don't know how to go about it. Or maybe you do know how to go about it, but you have so many questions as to like why or how. There's also an emphasis of understanding the difference between chaos and peace, and understanding that there's a need for chaos before there can become order. So you have two different energies here that are kind of like coming together in a sense that might be causing a little bit of like a chaotic disturbance in your energetic field. It could be mind over matter. I don't know, I was going to say mind over heart, but mind over matter is what came out, so maybe that's a message for somebody. Consider the value of it though. Like, consider the value of like what this feels like versus what something else feels like. You're also shedding away the parts of yourself that you no longer need. And there's also a necessary like influence on planting seeds for like your new creative being. So also be careful that you're not projecting like your own inward appearances or conflicts. Like, make sure that you're not, like, you could be holding an emotion. Like, my throat chakra has been like really agitated since I've started this reading, and it's an agitation that feels like when you try to hold back, like getting emotional. Like if you are about to like show some type of emotion, like if you're about to cry but you try and hold it back, and like some of it will stay like in the throat area. So like I'm in the process of like trying to like block this out, or just not block it out, but maybe you're blocking it out when you should be trying to release it. Because I was going to say unblock it, but I just said block it out, which is kind of interesting. You need to release whatever emotion it is that you're holding, especially in that area. Could be like, I know Taurus is associated with, Taurus energy is associated with the throat, rules the throat chakra, right? Knowing that every storm that you're in right now is going to pass, and there's not always going to be a reason as to why something goes down the way that it goes down. You could be dealing with someone who's stubborn, who kind of makes you feel like a little put off. try not to, if you're in a relationship standpoint, and you're dealing with somebody else, try to view it from a different perspective, regardless of who's right or wrong. Just try to see it from a different perspective, or to see it from like a bird's eye point of view. Think about what's really important to you as well. There's motives that are driving intention too. It's like the process of like knowing why something is taking place the way that it is, or why something is happening the way that it is. You have a good understanding of your own motives right now, but be very clear about like why you're asking the question why about something. Why are you looking for the answer? Why are you behaving in the way that you are behaving? Why are you doing the things that you're doing to do them? Like why, like before you question other people, question yourself as well. There's also a focus on like if you're in a situation that has a very chaotic background right now, like if you're dealing with a lot of different people, just know that you don't always need to know why somebody is the way that they are, or why they choose to do the things that they do. You're not always going to figure people out on that level. There's going to be instances where you're going to meet people and you're not going to understand them, and that's okay. It's just allowing them to be themselves and holding space for them to be themselves completely, which is super important. I'm actually very mellow in your energy right now, Aries. It's kind of interesting. It's very mellow. So you have the Sun card, which is really positive. It's very positive. That's like healing, harmony, new adventures, doing things that make you happy, doing things that nurture you, giving birth to new ideas, digging through what you're supposed to be digging through, or you could be watching somebody. And it's kind of interesting because it's over the chaos and conflict card. So this either is saying that you're going to find peace in a situation very soon, like this is the energy that's coming towards you. But so you also have the caring connections card that popped out, which is this card right here. Two people, which tells me that there's some relationships in your life that are positive relationships where people genuinely care about you, genuinely care about your well-being. So you are surrounded by people who do care about you. However, if you are experiencing some type of chaos in the midst of these relationships with people, and I'm not talking about dating multiple people, I'm talking about friends, family, loved ones, spouses, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. This is relationships of all kinds because it is caring connections, right? So this is saying that the chaos and conflict that you might be experiencing right now, as much as you might not understand the purpose as to why it's happening, it's going to clear up eventually. There's going to be some type of a happy outcome that comes out of this chaos and conflict. I do feel like this is more transformative when it comes to like the foundation that you guys are in. I feel like it's a more transformative energy that's taking place, where like the arguments, the disagreements, or the space, whatever the case may be, of chaos and conflict, internally or externally, it's going to be brought to a peaceful place, especially with the caring connections card here, saying that like you might not always understand like why people are in your life or why you have the relationships with people that you have, but you're about to see why, if that makes sense. It's kind of like the energy that I'm picking up on, like as I look outside, it looks like it's going to storm. So it's like you could be having like, it could be like a storm tower moment type of situation that breaks down some type of old structure or causes like, you know, chaos, where it's like a little bit disorganized. You don't really understand where it came from. You don't really understand why something's happening the way that it's happening, but then you realize like why certain people are in your life. You see their purpose, or you see what they have to show. Like there's some type of like seeing the truth of like the value of relationships, and there's something also very positive about it. So I'm gonna pull another card. And this could just be about one specific person, or it could be about a group of people. So it's kind of, you know, if the shoe fits, it fits. But don't try to make it fit, obviously. So I think this is ironic. You have the broken heart card, but it actually came up in reverse. And I think this is very significant because that really stood out to me. So this is healing. There's a healing that's taken place, or that is taking place, or that is going to take place with the heart space, your connections with people, how intimacy, like what is your definition of intimacy? Like, what is holding you back from being intimate with a person? And I don't mean sexually, I mean like intimate as in like getting to know one another on an intimate, deep level. Like, what is maybe harboring that or holding you back from allowing that to happen peacefully or fluidly? I don't know if that's a word or not, but I just made it a word. So yeah, these are like connections that are going to bring healing. You could be, see with the Sun card over top of the chaos and conflict, like it immediately speaks about healing. Like, because no matter what I try to say about the chaos or conflict, like, you're going to come out of it, especially because the broken heart card is actually in reverse, which is saying, like, for me as a reader, like, that is, it's shifting. It's kind of like that wheel turning where it's like you're going to come up from this. Like, you're definitely going to come up from that. It's a 9. It's a completion of something. There's some type of completion. And, like, you might have questions as to, like, why something had to go down the way it went down. Why did something have to happen the way that it did? But then you see the higher purpose behind it with the people who you're surrounded with. Because you are surrounded by abundant love. It might not be, like, intimate love or romantic love, but it's like family, friends, especially with the Sun card here. It's finding peace and happiness in the midst of whatever's going on. So you have the 6th chakra card, Archangel Metatron. What are you telling me? So this card is telling me that as I put it just right over top of everything. I think that's interesting. It's like seeing from a bird's eye perspective, seeing from a higher perspective, being able to see that maybe some people don't have your best interest at heart. Some people kind of envy and they want what they can't have. Also, this is be aware of your own energy. Make sure that you're not looking at other people and seeing what they have and being like, wow, I wish I could have that. Like, be abundant with what you have. Like, change your mindset from being like, I wish I could have that, to being, I have this. You see what I'm saying? Like, go from I want or I wish for this to being in the present moment of saying, I have this. I think that's interesting. Yeah, because there's something that's causing you anxiety, too. There's some type of anxiety. It might have to do with this whole, like, question, chaos, conflict, internal battle that's going on right now. Because you're in the process of healing your heart chakra and your heart space. And it's kind of causing you some disarray, but there's something very happy that's taking place, too, especially with the Sun. Because you're going to have... There's connections that are here. There's a connection that's coming. There's a lot of healing that's taken place, but there's also a flip of the perspective that needs to take place within oneself to kind of help with this. So you have the King of Cups energy. So somebody could be coming towards you in masculine energy. You have water and air. So you could either be moving towards somebody who you have a lot of emotion for, or for somebody who... or somebody coming towards you is a little bit restricted with their emotions. Like, they know how to identify with their emotions, but they don't always communicate them in the best of ways. But this person's like, it's a quick action taking. If there's communication involved, since it is the Knight of Swords, then it'll be very quick, but it's not going to be very emotional. You could be feeling trapped in a situation. There's some type of message that's trying to come through. You could be looking at somebody as the King of Cups in masculine energy. Now, of course, just because it's masculine and feminine on the card doesn't distinguish exactly who that is, because you have the Queen of Swords over here. So the beads on my thing just rubbed against it. Made a weird noise. There's somebody, could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, who is either going to be communicating with you, or you are going to be communicating with this air sign. You might be coming in as the King of Cups, being reserved with your emotions, but being ready to offer something. Or this is who you're dealing with, where they are going from like the Queen of Swords energy to the King of Cups, where they're emotionally stable, but they are more about taking action towards something. Because you're connecting with somebody who takes action. And the Queen of Swords energy is like no joke. Oh, wow. And you have the Emperor literally at the top of the deck, like as I was saying this. So this could be you or the person that you're dealing with. So could be connecting with an earth sign as well. Knight of Pentacles could be very slow moving, but it was the King of Pentacles, which is somebody very stable, very grounded. You could be coming in as the King of Pentacles. They could be coming in as the King of Cups. Now, it could be same sex. It could be opposite. It could be anything. Whoever is in feminine energy might actually be coming in as masculine energy. But it's split. You see what I'm saying? Because you showed up in your own read at the top of the deck here, which tells me that you might actually be coming in as the King of Pentacles, but you're not showing something. This person's ready to offer, or they're ready to communicate, or their communication hasn't been very consistent, very like back and forth, but not very like in depth. There's a hesitation with this Queen of Swords energy, and I feel like it's more on your part for some reason. I feel like you might be hesitating to come towards this person. Maybe because of conversations in the past, because you can't really read them, or maybe because they're not very like emotional, like they're very conservative with their emotions, or they're very in control of their emotions. And you might be wanting to come in as like the King of Pentacles to offer something stable, but you might not know what their response would be. So let me see what we got going on here. We have a Tower card at the bottom of the deck. It's interesting. There's definitely going to be some type of conversation that takes place. Ooh, too many. Someone's very disciplined. So you have the Page of Cups. So somebody might feel bad about something, and they might want to like offer something to like kind of make up for it. Like you might get like an apology, or like somebody might like address something that they feel bad about. This person has a lot of wisdom, but they're coming in as a page. So that's actually a good thing, because they're coming in very fresh, with like fresh feelings, especially with the King of Cups, with the Page of Cups. There's just something very wise about whoever this is. You could be dealing with somebody younger than you, like much younger, but they're like an air sign. So it's like they have that Queen of Swords energy, where it's like take no bullshit, but they're very young, but they're wise. And that might be why they're coming in as the Queen of Swords. And now the Queen of Wands actually just popped out. With the Ace of Wands and the Three of Cups. So somebody wants to reconcile, or they want to come back together with something. So you might see this person as like very in control of themselves, very grounded, but very like feisty, intuitive. But see, somebody has a decision that they have to make, and it's definitely causing some emotional disturbances. It's a decision. It's like conflict. There's competition. There might be a lot of people either around this person, or you have a lot of people around you, or this person feels like there's competition. And that might be causing some stress when it comes to making some sort of like decision, because I don't feel like they've made it quite yet. High Priestess. So, and it landed right on the Queen of Swords. So whoever might be in Aquarian energy right now, like, they have a huge decision that they have to make because they feel like something has a lot of competition, but they have to use their intuition towards it. There's also another situation here where if you're dealing with like a Pisces, there's harsh communication between the two of you, but you're being asked to like use your intuition about something. It's like an emotional disturbance, like something, like you might have to make a decision between a Pisces and another person. Ooh. Because you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and the World card here. So this tells me that you want a new opportunity of something stable. You want to work together with somebody, but something's really stressing you out about it. And it might be like closing a cycle or coming to the end of a cycle, and that might be why. Or maybe it's like, because this is kind of cryptic, not gonna lie. I mean, it's a very direct story, but it's like they're not being very clear with me. Sorry, I'm just trying to get what this is. So this, whoever's in Aquarian energy, it could be you or it could be the person that you're connecting with, has a big decision to make about closing out some type of chapter, some type of cycle. Stressing them out. Or somebody wants to offer something. They want to offer something new. They see something stable, something grounded, something that can grow. Could be a business opportunity. It could be a business opportunity. Sorry, I just screwed that up. It could be something business related, especially since the Emperor kind of popped out. But somebody needs to walk away from something that no longer serves them. Somebody might make an offer, or you might make an offer to somebody, and they're going to have to make a decision about walking away from something in their past. You know something, or somebody knows something. You know something, or somebody knows something. That's really what it comes down to. There are a lot of options and a lot of people involved with this. King of Swords reversed. Damn. Somebody is not communicating and not expressing emotion towards somebody else, and they have a lot of exterior things going on. Like if you're connecting with like a Pisces or something, they wanted to offer something stable. This, whoever this Aquarian energy is, and see, even though this is an Aries read, you can have a strong Pisces placement, and that might be what I'm like picking up on, because like it's an energy. You can be an Aries and be in Piscean energy. Like it's not like against the rules here. Like it's an energy. So don't get so stuck on the signs, but pay attention to what I'm actually saying as a storyline here, because that's what's important. It's the energy that you're taking on. So like you could be an Aries, but you could be in this King of Swords energy of not communicating with somebody, like not being willing to make a decision, not communicating with them, not showing them any type of affection, not talking to them, and this is how the other person feels. You see what I'm saying? Somebody has a lot of options. They have a lot of competition around them, so they don't want to make a decision right now because they're still in a healing process. Could be somebody who creates things, like they like to work with their hands a lot, they like to do stuff, they like to be creative. They're not like, there's nothing bad about it, it's just they're very guarded. A very guarded person. But see, the Sun card is out here, so there's something positive. Then you have the Wheel, which on this side actually indicates conflict. On this side here. It's balancing, especially the Two of Swords. There's something that needs to be balanced here, but this is like confusing me now. Queen of Cups in reverse. So you've had all the queens come out. So you're dealing with somebody who definitely knows how to take care of themselves regardless of how old they are. They know how to take care of themselves. They know right from wrong. They're very logical. They're very analytical. They're very empathetic. They're very sensitive. They're very in tune with their emotions, but they're very reserved and grounded. You've had all but the Queen of Pentacles, I should say. But this person is very grounded despite what it is, because this person knows how to control like their emotions, and they know how to like use their heart and their head at the same time. Very intuitive person. But this person does not want to make a decision on something right now, or doesn't feel that they can make a decision right now because they're not in the right space to do it. Yeah, you have the Hermit at the top of the deck here. And that tells me that there's soul searching that's still taking place. This person, yeah, you have the Hangman at the bottom of the deck. So, and then you have the Eight of Wands with the King of Pentacles who decided to show back up. And this is somebody who's planning, like somebody's like hung up, but they're going to communicate, essentially. So you might actually be coming in as this King of Pentacles and the King of Cups energy, Aries. Of like, you might be taking on that type of energy, very grounded, very nurturing, but also very in control of themselves, wanting to offer something stable, communication, clear, direct communication. You've had some type of insight, again, Pisces energy with the Hangman. There's some type of intuitive insight that took place about somebody who maybe you feel sad about mistreating, or you feel sad about the way that things went down, but you see that this person has a lot of competition around them. You see that there's a decision that they're going to have to make, but they're soul searching at the moment. This person on the other side who's like in Aquarian energy is not paying attention to you. And like, if you're connecting with somebody who isn't that, they are like, it's not that they're not paying attention to you, it's just that they turn their back because they have a decision that they have to make when it comes to their heart. Like, they have a decision that they have to make, and so they're soul searching, which is actually a really good thing, because this person is highly intuitive and they're super, super in touch with things. And when I say this, the Hermit, when the Hermit goes in, like, they come out with like a whole new book of knowledge. Like, the Hermit soul searches. Like, they get to the root of what it is that they're trying to figure out when it comes to their head over their heart. Like, this person's soul searching. So I actually feel like you might actually sneak up on somebody, quote unquote. Like, you might actually catch somebody off guard, because you might see something for the higher purpose, but this person's trying to like face their shit head on before anything else. And I know that might not make sense to everybody, but again, this is a general reading, so if it fits, it fits. If not, don't worry. There are other really, really awesome readers on here who I'm sure if you look through their videos, you might find something that resonates with you. And the reason why I say that I think that you might surprise this person is because they are in the process of like walking away from conflict. And I actually looked at this Five of Swords, and I actually saw the Seven of Swords. And my first initial response when I saw it was like my intuition was just like, they're sneaking up. Like, it's not sneaking, doing shady things. Like, they're quietly approaching something, which is actually extremely mature in my perspective, because there's a lot of people around this situation. Somebody has a lot of people around them. There's a lot of attention. There's a lot of like communication between people. Especially because earlier in the reading I mentioned something about like relationships, and like of all kinds, like family, friends, like everyone is kind of like buzzing around this person. So like whatever they're planning on doing, or whatever you're planning on doing, you're not talking about it a whole lot. You're just kind of putting the stones where they need to be in order for you to get to where you need to be. And you have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck with the Page of Pentacles. So this is like sudden passion and sudden like it's like an offer of like sudden passion. Like it's like somebody gets like a sudden urge to like just open up and communicate, or somebody gets a sudden urge to go after something. And I think I mentioned that earlier too in the reading, where it's like a sudden burst of energy to kind of go get something or go take over something. Like, not go take over something in a bad way, but like go like, I don't know what they're trying to show me. It's like it's like a sudden urge, like a get up and go, like I gotta go get this. So let me see if I can pull your best advice. Temperance. You've been enlightened to something, and it has to do with your happiness. It has to do with somebody. 10 of Cups on this side is not wishful thinking. This is like knowing like where your happiness is with someone. This is acknowledging it. So you've hit a realization, because in this Temperance card you have strength, and then you also have the Hangman post that's in the background of the card. So that's like spiritual enlightenment of like some type of healing that's taken place, where you can like recognize some type of emotional healing. Your perspective has been changed. And see what I said, you have the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So I picked up on that energy a little bit earlier in the read, of that Empress like energy. It's like, you know what you want, the truth has been revealed. Oh my god, Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. But somebody might feel a little bit standoffish, or they might feel really guarded at first, but it's okay, because they're still healing. So just hold space for them. Really is what it comes down to. Hold space for somebody. So that's beautiful. So I hope these messages helped. I hope everybody stays safe and that everybody's doing well. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your week, and I look forward to connecting with you guys soon.